Do you ever do that when you order records or like merch or something online and you forget and you're just like, I haven't been shopping in ages, and then it all comes together, you went out shopping and then it turns up. Hi everyone, it's Davey from EndlesslyHeSaid. Today I'm going to be doing a vinyl video. I've got a lot of records that we're going to go through. It goes right back to the beginning of April and it starts with a really busy week. This record is Foundation's final record. It's called Turncoat. I picked this up at the show that I saw Foundation at, and this one comes out on Blaqk vinyl. The vinyl's pretty heavy. I feel like a lot of records these days are coming out on really good heavy vinyl. Foundation are a band from Atlanta and they have been a band for a very long time. I had the pleasure of putting them on their first UK tour when they came over with Expire, and that was probably one of the wildest shows I ever did. Foundation are a straight edge band. They sound heavy and hard, a lot like Indecision. Thomas, the vocalist, has got an awful lot to talk about, both socially, politically. I know some of the members are vegan, they're all straight edge, they're a straight edge band and that's what they're about. He speaks a lot about social justice, about how straight edge can change people's perception of you, and about how that's a really important thing to recognise and to be able to talk and articulate yourself about. Okay, so this lot of records are things that I picked up on Record Store Day. So Record Store Day happens every year and it typically happens in the middle of April, and last year I got into quite a furore about it and there was a lot that I really wanted and didn't get. This year there wasn't so much that I desperately wanted, but there was a few things I was really glad that I picked up. On Record Store Day I went to Frank Harvey, which is a hi-fi shop in Coventry, and I picked up a lot of records from there. They are a really lovely shop. They mainly deal in hi-fi hardware, but they have a huge vinyl selection. This is Dillinger Escape Plan, Miss Machine. This record came out in 2004, and Relapse have done an amazing job of reissuing these records. The sleeve is this beautiful green colour. It almost looks like graph paper, and that's almost deckled on the front of the cover as well. Inside the record has the lyric sheet, and the lyric sheet is very finely printed. And then inside the sleeve we have the vinyl. Someone left a lovely comment in one of my other record videos about splatter vinyl and how it looks on the turntable. I think that this is a perfect example of that. This record's released on a splatter multicoloured vinyl. It's kind of a mint green with pastel colours. It's got some purples, some oranges and blues. Some of my favourite songs on this record are Sunshine the Werewolf and Baby's First Coffin. This really introduced me to heavy music in a way that I'd never really got to experience it before. Metallic hardcore is probably the best way to describe them. They have the most intense live show that I've ever seen. I saw them on the Ironworks tour, which is the album that came after Miss Machine, and they, not at one point apart from the drummer, was someone from the band not in the crowd while they were playing. It was so intense. I saw them tour with Between the Buried and Me, and they're one of these bands that I think consistently deliver amazing music. So the next record I have is Placebo. This is their self-titled first full-length record. This record is a reissue and it comes out on heavyweight 180 gram black vinyl. Placebo are one of my favourite bands growing up. The artwork on this record is just beautiful. You've got the little boy on the front, almost crying, pulling his face, and then you've got that similar image on the inside cover as well. Placebo are a alternative band. They are a little bit goth. They are a band that I really enjoyed listening to when I was growing up, and one of these bands that I think really helped me find my identity and myself as well. I think it goes without saying that when you're a little bit older, I turned 30 yesterday and I'll be blogging about that, but when you turn a little bit older you have got phases in your life, and I definitely had a goth phase and that's not died out. I'm really excited to see Placebo play at the end of this year too. They'll be doing their almost not greatest hits tour, but like a celebration of 20 years as a band, which is incredible. So my favourite songs on this record are Bruce Pristine and 36 Degrees. I really love the punchiness of this record. It's a lot more sonically varied than some of the later output. It's got a good amount of like punky influence in there with the alternative rock. Records from Frank Harvey were all 10% off during Record Store Day, so I was really glad to pick this up. The next record that I have is Without You I'm Nothing. The title alone I think says the weight that comes with this record. And it's a really, really beautiful record. The layouts on these reissues are just beautiful. They come with this gatefold artwork. You've got the band inside the sleeve there. Heavyweight black vinyl. Love that they've got these little indents on the sleeves there as well. This is the album, I think, by Placebo that stuck with me for the longest. I believe it's their third full length. There's Black Market Music in between this and the first one, and it's one of these records that you spend a long time listening to, going over the lyrics and loving, and I feel so acquainted with this record. My favourite songs on this record are the title track, Without You I'm Nothing, Every You and Every Me, and Brick Shithouse. Brick Shithouse is a real punchy song, and I really love that kind of ferociousness that the band have. For a three-piece, they make sonically such an amazing noise, and they work so hard on what they've done to put together. So I'm going to talk about actual Record Store Day releases. These are from 2016, and the first release I have, this is probably the biggest spanner in the works in my record collection right now, and I probably am going to get a lot of shit from people for this. But I know hardcore kids, punk kids, and grind kids, and noise kids that love this. My first Record Store Day release is Justin Bieber, Purpose. This is the Record Store Day release for Justin Bieber, Purpose. It comes out on picture disc vinyl. It has the songs What Do You Mean, Sorry, Love Yourself, Where Are You Now. On the front you've got Justin doing that pose, lots of jangly jewellery, beautiful hair, and on the back looking off in the distance there as you would want to do. I'm not going to talk more about Justin Bieber other than this is music that makes me want to get up and dance, and it's exactly what I've been doing. I've been playing this record a lot, been dancing around with my little boy and dancing around in my living room, and it's been a lot of fun. The next record I got from Record Store Day is from the UK Record Store Day, and it's Beach Slang, Broken Thrills. This comes out on picture disc vinyl. It's got this really lovely cover image. It's got a guy on one side there and a girl on the other side there. I feel like they miss each other a lot. This record comes out on Big Scary Monsters. It says there the artwork is by Drew Millard. It's a picture disc vinyl, which I'm not normally mad keen on, but this sounds great. Beach Slang are a band from California. They sound a lot like the Bouncing Souls, Against Me, the Menzingers. If you like that summer, good time punk rock, a lot of people that are maybe into even like Blink-182 would love this record. They are a band that play their hearts out consistently at every performance as well, and it's really nice to have music that you just want to put on the stereo again and again and play over and over and over. And I feel like that's what this is coming back to. It reminds me of being 14 or 15 and exchanging tapes with my friends and listening to them in each other's cars and like rolling around and just having fun in the summer. And now the sun is out and it's a lot more fun. That's a great thing to do. That's the end of the Record Store Day releases, and now we're going to look at some recent purchases that I've got. This is kind of bringing us up to speed, so these are things that I got over the last few weeks coming up into May. First record I just wanted for so long, and I didn't get around to picking this up at a record store, even though I've seen it for sale in some majors, and I hadn't seen it in any independents, so I just picked it up online. This is Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. This is on double vinyl. This is a gatefold sleeve, got all of the credits inside there. The records are just black, but this is 180 gram vinyl. You can feel the weight on these records, definitely. Really heavy. This record doesn't have a lyric sheet, it does have all the credits inside as well, and the album tracks are just on the back there. I just noticed something really unique, and I think this is Braille on the inside of the record. I wonder if this says To Pimp a Butterfly in Braille. Probably one of the records I should have been listening to a lot last year. I'd listened to a lot of hip-hop from like Run the Jewels, B. Dolan, all sorts of bands last year, and it was like the year that I really got into grime as well. But Kendrick has come out and he is been in the scene for the longest time, and I think for alternative kids it's now become a big deal too. He has amazing production on this record from Pharrell and Flying Lotus, and this is something that I've been playing a lot. This is a long record. This is over an hour of music, which I think today it doesn't really happen a lot, and particularly with like popular music, that's not really something that happens. But as a concept of a record, it comes through. It reminds me of like the older sound in hip hop. There's amazing like beats going on there, and Kendrick's flow and his like intonation is just great. Like, it's really catchy and it grabs you. You can hear what he's saying. Like, some of the songs are a little raunchy, some of them are really fun. A lot of them are very political as well, and I really like that about Kendrick. So the next few records that I have are ones I just picked up all together. I had a day that was sunny. It was like the first day of summer last week, and I just went out and I was like, I want some records. I've not bought anything, forgetting that I've ordered stuff online that's come. Do you ever do that when you order records or like merch or something online and you forget and you're just like, I haven't been shopping in ages, and then it all comes together. You went out shopping and then it turns up. This is the soundtrack to Jackie Brown, a Quentin Tarantino film. I bought this record because it has my favourite soul song of all time, which is 110th Street by Bobby Womack. Quentin Tarantino is one of my favourite directors, and this is one of my favourite soundtracks. Let's take a look at the track listing. So this has got that song 110th Street by Bobby Womack as the first song on there. I love that it's got Johnny Cash, Tennessee Stud. I really love the feel of this. I've been buying quite a lot of soul records. I bought some Miles Davis, I bought some Marvin Gaye. The record's been on quite a lot of rotation since I got it. Nice to just build up and add to the collection of vinyl that I can keep playing. So the next record I'm going to talk about is a little bit of a heartbreaker. I haven't made a video since Prince had passed, and Prince was someone that I grew up listening to as soon as I locked onto kind of new wave alternative pop music, and I got introduced to Prince at about the ages of 13 or 14, and I think he's probably one of the most important recording artists of our time. I realised that all my Prince music was on CD, and for me that honestly wasn't very good or good enough, because I hadn't bought Prince records for a long time, just because I wouldn't go looking for them in the store, I guess. Prince has got an amazing body of work. I think an article said that he had 43 albums. This is Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution. It comes out on heavyweight black vinyl. It has my favourite Prince song on, which is When Doves Cry. Side 2 of this is probably one of the best side 2s that you'll ever hear, which is When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain. It's got the artwork on the back there. I could gush about Prince for the longest time. I've been playing this a lot, and like I was saying about the other soundtracks, it's nice to have some funk and some soul and some uplifting music. I think for me, Prince will be an artist that I will always remember and I will always dance to and always want to hear again and again. This leads us on nicely to the next record that I have, which is David Bowie, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. David Bowie had as big, if not a bigger influence on my life than Prince, and in terms of icons, I don't think that two could have fallen at such short distance together. I think in terms of icons and their importance to me, being an alternative young person at the time and finding my identity in all things that were different and new and exciting, I don't think those two people could have had a bigger impact than anyone else in the world. And so having them pass in the same year, in the same short amount of time, it's been a pretty big deal. And I own a few David Bowie records and I'm really excited. This one I didn't own, and I know that it's been out of print, and it's nice to have it reissued. It comes on 180 gram heavyweight vinyl, which seems to be the keynote here. It says on the back of the record to be played at maximum volume. It's something that's a little bit cheeky, and I think this record came out in 1972, and it's something that's amazing to have and to be able to take from that. I've seen that on Dead Kennedys records, and I've seen that on different kinds of punk and hardcore records. He really is the king of innovating alternative music before there was punk, before there was metal, before there was any of that, before there was new wave. He was the new wave. My favourite songs on this record are Suffragette City, Starman and Ziggy Stardust. They're all classic songs and ones that I think will stay with me forever. It's really good to have these on good quality heavyweight vinyl that I can keep playing over and over and over. So I'm really excited to own that. We're coming into land, we have 2 more records. The next one I have is a new release. This is Blaqk Audio Material. Blaqk Audio are Davey Havok and Jade Puget from the band AFI. They also play in another side project called Extremist, which they have, which is a straight edge side project. Blaqk Audio are an electronic band. They are heavily influenced by, I'd say, darkwave music. Bands like Depeche Mode, bands like Skinny Puppy, and the industrial side of things as well. This is the online pre-order version. This comes out on orange vinyl, and this is the mail order exclusive. You've got the lovely inner labels there with their faces on. Just on the back are all the tracks there. My favourite songs on this record are Waiting to be Told, Ceremonial, Burst into Stars, and the title track Material. The final record that I have is the one that's sat behind me. This is Ceremony, Still Nothing Moves You. Let's take a look at this. This record came out when I got the chance to put on Ceremony. They were touring with Paint It Black. This comes out on pink vinyl and has a beautiful gatefold sleeve. I think this is just really cool and lovely that the gatefold sleeve is there in the notebook with Nothing, Still Nothing Moves You. Ceremony are a band from California, a band that I'm glad I've got to see a few times. I'm glad I got to see them on this touring cycle. They've changed their sound a lot over every record, much like AFI. And I think that's really important, that a band continues to evolve and they continue to grow and develop their sound as they see fit. A lot of bands tend to fall into a niche, and Ceremony are definitely not one of those bands that stay static. They keep moving. This record's got that amazing fast, slow vibe that they are kind of epitomised by on their earlier releases. Coming from Violence into this, it's really incredible watching like them grow as a band. Some of the songs have this really like monotonous feel about how the guitar is played in there, and it's really incredible to hear that coming through. So that's all of the records that I've had recently on 12-inch. I'm going to take a look at some 7 inches. We'll be real quick. So I went away to Groezrock, which is where I got the Ceremony record. Groezrock is a festival in Belgium, and I'll have a little video, hopefully, whether it's here or on my Facebook or somewhere. This is a 7-inch by the band Good Clean Fun. It's a Prince cover, which is amazing. It has Mr. Issa there posing as Prince from the Purple Rain track on the motorbike there. And the B-side on this is Victory Records Sucks. They have a little postcard in here which is advertising their new album, one new at the time, On the Streets Saving the Scene from the Forces of Evil. I really love this. I had no idea that this was a thing. I knew that they did a cover of Let's Go Crazy when Prince had passed, and they posted it on their Facebook wall. It was really, really lovely to find this on picture disc vinyl and to be able to pick it up as well. Good Clean Fun are a straight edge vegan band. They're really positive and they play uplifting, happy, positive hardcore in the vein of Gorilla Biscuits and Bold. So the next record I have is Burn, Last Great Sea. This is a record that Burn put out after they had kind of finished being a band. This on green vinyl. It's a really lovely like seafoam green colour. Just in the sleeve I've got the lyric sheet and it's got all of the band members on there as well. Recorded in 1992. The last record that I have is G.L.O.S.S, and G.L.O.S.S stands for Girls Living Outside of Society's Shit. G.L.O.S.S are a band from California in the Bay Area. They're a feminist, all-girl, trans-inclusive punk band. This comes out on black vinyl. It plays at 45, which will tell you about the length of songs on there. These songs are about standing up for human rights, basically. The 7-inch comes with a zine, which I was really excited to see. It's lovely to have zines with records, particularly as it seems to be quite an ancient art form at this point. That's the end of the video. I'm really happy with all the records that I've been picking up recently, and I hope you enjoyed looking at them too. I just want to say a really big thank you to Curtis from the Pitch Control. He mentioned me in his most recent video, and I've been so grateful to have a shout out from such a good friend and from someone that YouTube's really inspired me as well. So please go follow him and go check him out. If you're not following him and you're only following me, you should definitely check him out. Thank you for watching the video, and please give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and please comment. I'd love to have suggestions of videos that you'd like to see, and I'd love to have more input on the videos that I'm making as well. It really means a lot for everyone that's watching, and thank you for all the subscribers as well. So please like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think. I'm Davey, and this has been Endlessly He Said, and I'll be back soon with more vinyl records.